Welcome to the first video of LinkedIn Outreach with AI Masterclass. So in the first video, we will be covering on different outreach methods for non-sales navigator users, and we will pick one method from this and we will build a complete entire automation based on that particular method. So basically over here, as you can see, we have this flowchart over here. So this basically describes like a LinkedIn outreach automation pipeline. So this is going to be same for most of the cases or all the different types of outreach methods we are going to talk about in this video. So first, what we are going to do is we are going to scrape leads. So we need to have some sort of a list or some sort of like a filter from which we can basically scrape different leads from LinkedIn. Then after that, what we are going to do is we are going to personalize the response or personalize the messages as per like the person's profile, because it's a great thing that LinkedIn actually has every detail about that person. So you can basically hyper personalize your messages for a particular person. So that is a great thing when you're doing LinkedIn outreach. So that is a big advantage. Use it as an advantage. And then after that, we are basically going to do the outreach. So I will move on to my LinkedIn and I will show you all the different methods that you can use for LinkedIn outreach. So before that, what I will ask you to do is you should have Phantom Buster signed up. So basically Phantom Buster is a platform which has different automation and different scrapers which will help you scrape leads from LinkedIn, and also it will help you to basically do your outreach. So it will handle a lot of things that you want to do. So make sure you sign up and you will get a 14-day free trial and some credits that you can use, and also you will have up to 5 slots. So that's great. So if you go to LinkedIn, then there are so many methods of outreach inside LinkedIn if you are a non-sales navigator user. So the first way is to basically use search and apply different filters. Then there is another way that you can do is you can simply scrape a post. So basically you can scrape all the people who have liked the post or reacted on a post. Then also you can scrape different comments and different profiles inside the comment section of a post. So for example, let's say this guy is one of my competitor, or this is like a person who is having similar services like me and similar clients like me. So basically what I can do is I can see which people are basically liking this person's profile, and I can basically scrape all these information from this post, for example. And what I can do is I can simply take this post, and if we go to Phantom Buster and solutions, you can see there are so many options to basically scrape different profiles. So LinkedIn profile scraper, scrape all the available data from LinkedIn profile. So this is one type of scraper. And if we go to the one, it should be, so as you can see, LinkedIn post commenters export. So basically what you can do is you can extract all the users who have commented on a particular post by giving the link to the post. So this way you can have a list of different people who have commented on a post. So that is also one way of doing outreach. Then there are multiple methods. You can also do one thing is that if I go on to group, so as you can see, this is like a LinkedIn group over here. So if we go to this group, then you can see there are like 2 million members inside this group, almost like 3 million members. So you can also scrape different users from this group. So if we go to Phantom Buster, then you can see LinkedIn group members export. So yeah, you can extract up to 2,500 members of a LinkedIn group. So this is also the way you can do your outreach. So you can export first we always need to scrape leads. So this is the phantom that you can use to scrape your leads. So these are like the different ways of getting leads on LinkedIn, but I would say the best method would be to use search. So I will show you how to do this. So in order to find different leads, what you can do is you can search for the type of person you need. So for example, I want CEO of marketing agencies. So I will search CEO. Then after that, what I will do is I have all filters over here. So I'm going to click on that filter only people. Okay. Then over here, I will select the location, United States. Then if we go down, then we will find the industries. So in the industry, we are going to type marketing services. Then after that, if I go down over here, I can select all the services. So for example, if I'm searching for marketing CEOs or marketing agency CEOs, then I will select marketing. Then after that, I will type marketing, social media marketing, then digital marketing. So I've selected all the service categories, and in the title, I will type CEO. So now I will click on show results. So now you can see all the CEOs of different marketing agencies. So I can take this particular search result and I can just simply copy this URL from here. So I can just simply copy it, and I can go to Phantom Buster and I will search for LinkedIn search export. So yeah, this is like the LinkedIn search export. So what I can do is I can go to click on use now, and over here I will click on switch to advanced setup. So I will go over here and I can simply paste this particular link, click on save. So my LinkedIn is connected through the extension, so make sure you get the Phantom Buster extension. It will make it much easy for connecting your LinkedIn. Then after that I will click on save. So in the behavior I have results to export per launch, then after that results to export per search URL. So I will take 10 just to show you how this thing works. Then after that I will click on save, and we have launch settings. I'm just gonna click on save, and now I'm just gonna click on launch. So it will start running. So first it's connecting with my LinkedIn account. So basically what this thing does is it basically scrapes the details by using your LinkedIn account through the LinkedIn cookie as well as your user agent. So that's why it's basically it was basically telling that connecting to LinkedIn. Then as you can see, it's basically picking up all the different leads from that particular search results and saving the data. So it has done saving the data, and if we go to activity, then as you can see, successful authentication, search successfully processed, 10 profile found. If we go to the log, then over here as you can see the output over here. So now in order to find the different leads that are scraped from this particular URL, what you have to do is you have to go to LinkedIn leads, and over here you can see all the different leads that are scraped from that particular URL. So these are like the scraped leads over here, and you can easily export these leads in order to do the outreach. But if you don't have like a full account, then you can only export 10 rows for free. But I also have like a walk around on how you can export all the leads from a particular launch. So if you watch the video further, then I will show you how you can do that even though you don't have like a full account. So stick till the end. But yeah, anyways, these are like the different leads that we have scraped from that particular LinkedIn search. So this is how you scrape the leads from a particular search URL. Well, we are going to use this thing for our automation. So as you can see over here, that first we are scraping the leads, then we have to create personalized sequence. So we are basically going to use this agent or this phantom to basically scrape the leads from a particular search URL, and then after that we are personalizing the different messages through AI. Then we are doing outreach. So for the outreach, what we are going to use is, if I go to Phantom Buster and I go to solution, then over here you can see this one, so connect and send follow-up messages. So for outreach we are going to use this particular phantom or this particular automation or agent, I would say. So this agent will send connection requests to new profiles, then after that send up to 3 follow-up messages, and it will also track your results. So let me quickly show you what's inside. So I'm just going to click on use now. So as you can see, it's asking us to select the lead source. So you can select a list inside Phantom Buster. So I will quickly show you how to create a list. So I'm just going to click on open in a new tab. So as you can see, these are like the different leads that we have, or the ones we have exported from the particular search result. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select every one of them and going to click on create a new list, and I'm just going to name it as ABC and click on confirm, and now I will click on add. So this will add all the leads inside this particular list. So now I can easily select that list. So I'm just going to click on discard and let me click on use now once again. So it will show the list. So as you can see, the list is coming up here. So I can select that and basically run my LinkedIn outreach on that particular list, or I can have like a URL of Google Sheets. So as you can see, you can also use Google Sheet as a lead list. Then you can also use phantoms. You can use output of a particular phantom. So for example, this one is a phantom which is like the search export phantom, and you can use like the output of this phantom as the lead source. Then also you can use HubSpot. So these are like all the different options, but we are not going to need that. And after that, what we have is connect to LinkedIn. So you have to connect the LinkedIn or connect to your LinkedIn account as always. Then after that, invitation message. So you can customize a LinkedIn connection request message. So if I click on this one, then you can basically write your copy over here. So what will happen is you can write a static copy, like for example, hi, first name, nice profile, or something like that. So this is how you can write your connection request message over here. So this will send this first. So if we see, for the free plan, you can have 200 characters. So 5 invites per month, which is really low. It's not going to be very useful if you are sending connection request messages to this. Then for the premium, we have 300 characters, and also you can send unlimited invites, which is good. So make sure you keep this in mind before you're doing this outreach, or it will break your system. Then after that, I'm gonna click on save, and it will take me to the next thing, which is follow-up messages. So basically this thing will send follow-up messages to their DMs. So first it will send this first follow-up message. So you can set after how many days you want to send this follow-up message after the connection request is accepted. So if you select 0, then it will send it on the same day when the connection request is accepted. Then you can write your message. So if they don't respond to this message, then you can send a second follow-up message by this thing. So you can also set after how many days you want to send the second follow-up. Then after that, what you have is schedule a third follow-up message. So if the person doesn't respond to you after the second follow-up, then you can send like a third follow-up. So basically you can also set like the days, after how many days it will send like the third follow-up. So this way, basically, it will ensure that you get the most out of your outreach, and it will ensure that more people actually respond to your outreach. So that is basically what this will do. Then after that, you have to set your daily invitation limits. So as you can see over here, choose how many invitations to send per day. So it's basically recommending us to stick to 20 invites per working day. So this is because of the limits that LinkedIn has. So that's why I always put a lot of effort while saying that you always should do personalized outreach rather than sending or spamming like static messages to different people, because a lot of people, they will not respond if it's a static copy. So that's why it's better to do some personalization to your messages. So if you are just using this agent, then it wouldn't help really much, because over here you can only change, or you can only put the name of the person and maybe like their company, but you cannot actually write the copy in a personalized manner based on the person you are trying to reach out. So that's why I will build a system right in front of you inside n8n that will utilize these agents inside Phantom Buster, and we will basically be using that to send personalized message rather than sending static messages. So just to give you an idea, this is how like the system will look like. So this is like the overview what we are trying to build in n8n. So if you're not familiar with n8n, then there are so many courses inside YouTube. You can go and check it out. So you just need to have basic knowledge in order to build the system, because I made it super simple so that anyone can basically build the system and they can run it by themselves. So this is like the overview of the system. So the first thing that we'll have in the system is a form inside n8n. So using this form, you can input your search URL. So this will make it completely abstract, and you don't have to worry about all the internal details and what is working. You don't even have to open your workflows in order to do that. So you can simply enter the input URL, or not input URL, your search URL inside this form. Then it will take that and it will run the automation. Then after that, we will have our scraper agent inside Phantom Buster. So we are going to trigger that scraper agent. So it will take the search URL and basically scrape the leads out of it. Then after that, what we will do is we will generate personalized messages. So we are going to use OpenAI ChatGPT for that. So I will show you in a while how you can basically get the API keys and do the setup. But anyways, after generating the personalized messages, we will save it in the sheets. So we will make a Google Sheet and we will save all the personalized messages as well as the leads inside that Google Sheet. Then after that, we will basically input this sheet to our outreach agent. So make sure when you are making systems like this, make sure you make some sort of like a flow chart or some sort of like a overview of how the system is going to look like. So this is basically LinkedIn search URL to personalize outreach system. So now let's look at the requirements that we have in order to build the system. So the first thing what you're going to need is a Phantom Buster account. Then after that, what you're going to need is an n8n account. Well, it's very easy to create an n8n account. It's simply you have to go to the website. So you just have to search for n8n and simply have to click over here and sign up or sign in however you want. So I'm not gonna go to this process. It's very basic and easy. So once you are done with that, the next thing you are going to need is OpenAI platform. So we are going to use ChatGPT API in order to create our personalized sequence. So in order to access that, what you're going to do is you will search for OpenAI platform and you will find this page. So you have to go over here and what you have to do is sign in or sign up. If you already have an account, then sign in. And if you don't, then sign up. Then after that, click on settings. And what you have to do is you have to go to billings and you have to basically have some credits over here. So I have negative credit because I use a different account and I don't use this account often. But anyways, what you have to do is you have to go to billing and have some credits over here. And after that, what you have to do is you have to go to API keys and over here you have to click on create new API key. I'm just gonna name it as something like this and click on create secret key. So after that, you will get some sort of like an API key. So make sure you copy it and save it somewhere safe because you won't be able to view it once again. So make sure you do that. So after you are done with that, the next thing you're going to need is Google Sheets. So these are like the 4 requirements for building the system. So let's go to our n8n account and let's start building our workflows inside it. So I'm on n8n right now, and first thing what I will do is I will create a folder to keep all our workflows organized. So I'm just going to name it as LinkedIn search URL outreach. So this is my folder name. And what I will do is I will go inside this folder and click on create workflow. So for the first workflow, what we are going to create is the one which will basically help us to scrape the different leads from a search URL. So in order to do that, we are going to need a form to input the search URLs. So as you can see from this flowchart that we have, first thing we are going to need is a form to input search URL. So I'm going to quickly add a form over here. So I'm just going to type on form and we got n8n form over here. So let's give it a title, LinkedIn search. So I've given the form a title as LinkedIn search URL outreach. And in the form description, I've written that input your LinkedIn search URL and session cookie. Then after that, I have kept 2 fields over here. So the first field is the URL where you will basically input your URL. And the second field is session cookie, where you basically will put your LinkedIn session cookie because the scraper agent is going to use your LinkedIn cookie to scrape the profiles. So that's why you have to put your session cookie and you have to put the latest one every time. So in order to get your LinkedIn session cookie, you need to have this extension inside your Chrome. So this is LinkedIn cookie extractor. So you can search for this extension and just install it. And how you can get your LinkedIn cookie is basically every time you copy this URL, you also have to open this extension over here and it will ask you to extract the cookie and click over here and copy to clipboard. So this is how you will get your LinkedIn cookie. Then what we are going to do is we will just click on execute and put some random values and see how our form looks like. So this is how our form looks like right now, and I will just put some random values over here and just gonna click on submit. And as you can see, we have these 2 variables over here, so we are going to use that. So the next thing what I'm going to add is our Phantom Buster node. So I'm gonna search for Phantom Buster and add an agent to the launch queue. So we are going to use this node. And over here, what we are going to need is the Phantom Buster API key. So currently it's connected to my Phantom Buster account, but in order for you to get the connection right, so you have to go to your Phantom Buster and over here search for API keys and click on add API key. then it will generate an API key. So I'm just gonna copy this key and I will simply paste it over here by clicking on create new credential, and I will just click on save, and it has successfully saved it. So the next thing what I'm going to do is, actually, in order to start from scratch, I will remove everything from here. So I will remove all the agents that we have right now, so we can start from complete scratch. So now we have like a blank canvas. So my Phantom Buster is as good as a new account. And what I will do is, basically, I will add my scraper agent over here. So I will go to LinkedIn, and over here, first thing what I will do is I will go to LinkedIn search export and click on use now. So it will open this page, and I will click on switch to advanced setup. Then after going here, what I will do is I will copy this LinkedIn URL from here, and basically I will paste the URL like this. So I'm just gonna click on save, then again save. Then in the behavior we have results to export per launch. So it's 1000. So maximum you can do 1000 per launch. And also LinkedIn only displays the first 1000 results for a search. To get more, alter the search query and use multiple search URLs. So basically, if you go to this page, you can read that LinkedIn only displays the first 1000 results for search. To obtain more results, we recommend narrowing your search by category, city, or connection degree. So basically what you can do is you can narrow down your search. Instead of choosing a country or like a continent, for example, you can choose a particular city so that you get maximum leads out of a particular search result. So make sure you do that, but for the testing purpose, we are not going to do that. So I'm just gonna go forward by clicking on save, and I think this looks good. So what I will do right now, since we are going to use an API in order to run this scraper, so I will click on this 3 dots and I will click on switch to JSON. So this JSON is basically our argument. So as you can see, whatever the things we have selected in the form, you can see it over here. We have like the LinkedIn URL over here. So we are basically going to give it as an argument to our API so that we can run our Phantom Buster agent through this API. So I'm back on n8n, and what I will do is I will select JSON parameters and click on add field, and in the arguments I will add this particular JSON. And what I will do right now is, instead of this URL, I will basically map the URL. I will basically map this URL field from our form to here. So I think, no, it's not in the right place. So I'm just gonna put it here. Then the next thing what I'm going to map is the session cookie. So I'm just gonna remove what is over here. So I removed it, and now I'm gonna just put this session cookie over here. So now it looks good. So that is pretty much what you have to do. And also the next thing is the number of results per launch. So you can change the value from here, and the number of results per search. So these are like the 2 important fields. This is not that important. I don't know what it does, but it's over there for some reason, I don't know. But yeah, the 2 important fields are these 2 over here. So this is the number of results per launch, and next what we have is number of results per search. So for the testing purpose, I will just reduce it to 10. So I'm just gonna take it down to 10, and this is pretty much set over here. So what I will do is I will test the entire workflow and see if it's working properly or not. So I'm just gonna click on back to canvas, and I'm just gonna save it. Then the next thing what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna name it as scraper. Okay, we have named it. Now it's time to execute it. Let me see if there is any error. Okay, so we haven't selected our agent, so I'm just gonna select it from here. I think it's good now, and I'm gonna save it once again. So I'm just gonna click on execute workflow, and let's put our LinkedIn URL. So I'm just gonna copy this URL from here, and now what I will do is I will just put it inside of a form. And the next thing what I'm going to put is our cookie. So I will come back here and I will extract my cookie, copy this cookie, and I will just paste it inside our form and click on submit, and it's executing and it has finished running successfully. So let's go back to Phantom Buster and see. So it's saying that one phantom is running, so which basically means that it has activated this search export agent. Let's go inside this and see what is happening. So it's connecting to my LinkedIn. Let's wait for some time and let's see if it's actually scraping all the data. So this authentication is successful. Now it's getting all the results from this particular URL. So let's wait for some time. So it has successfully completed its work, and as you can see, it has found 10 profiles as we have selected, and it says success. That means that our first automation or our first workflow is good. So the next workflow what we have to build is our sequence generator, which will basically generate our outreach sequence using AI. But before that, what we need to see is the results from this particular search export. So I will go to LinkedIn leads and let's see the results. So these are like the results, and if I open a profile and see what informations do we have over here, so click on additional information. As I can see that there is not so much information in order for us to basically personalize our messages. So what we have to do right now is basically enrich or get more data about this profile. So for that, what I have to do is I have to find one more agent or one more phantom which can get more profile information. So what I will do is I will go to this thing, solutions, and for LinkedIn, let's see what do we have. We have this one, LinkedIn profile scraper. So scrape all available details from LinkedIn profiles, including emails. So we are probably going to use this in order to enrich the profile, or basically in order to get more information from that profile, because currently we are not getting enough information in order to generate personalized responses. So I'm just going to click on use now and see what it needs. So basically what we can input over here is the list and then URL. Then what we have is we can also take the results from our phantom and put it over here, but I'm gonna use URL. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my spreadsheet. So my idea is to do one thing. So basically what I will do is I will take all the scraped leads and put it in a Google Sheet through an automation. And after that, I will basically put that URL over here so that it takes the profile information, and this will basically add all the extra details about that profile to the rows inside our Google Sheet. So that is pretty much my idea right now. So what I'm going to do is, let's do this. So so what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna save and close this one, and I will go to our scraper agent from here, or our scraper phantom. So this one, this one. And over here what I'm going to do is I will go to setup, and over here I will, not this one, I will go to advanced settings, and in webhooks I need to put a webhook over here. So whenever this agent finishes its work, it will basically send us the container ID which has all the scrape leads. So basically what I'm going to do is I need to create one more workflow over here. So I'm just going to click on create workflow, get scrape leads, and over here I have to put a webhook, and the method should be post, and it should be a production URL. Now I'm just gonna click on save, and I will just put this webhook URL over here, and now I'm just gonna click on save. So whenever the work by this agent is done, it will send the container ID to this webhook URL. So what I will do right now is I'm just gonna click on save and close, and I actually have to run it once again. So basically what I will do is I will just run it from this platform instead of our workflow inside n8n, just to get like the response to the webhook. So what I will do is I need to have another URL. So I will go to LinkedIn, And one thing you need to note is that you cannot use the same URL once again inside this agent. I know it's a big downside, but this is how it works. So since we have used this particular URL, we cannot use this URL once again. So make sure when you are running this thing, you scrape the maximum number of leads that is possible from that particular URL in the first iteration, because you cannot actually run the same URL and get more results from that. So that is a big downside, I know, but that is how this phantom actually runs. But anyways, we are going to make some changes to the filter. Instead of United States, I will select California, United States, and click on show results. And what I will do is I will copy this URL from here, and what I will do is I will go to setup and I will just change the URL, and I'm just gonna paste it. So before that, I actually need to activate this because we are going to use the production URL from here. So I hope I have put the production URL. Let me see. Yeah, it's the production URL. Good. Now I need to basically make this scenario active. Got it. Now what I'm going to do is click on save, then save. Then after that, did I change the URL over here? No idea. Let me do it once again. It's gonna, yeah. In the behavior, let's do it as 10 as always. Then I'm just gonna click on save and I will launch this and just wait for a while. Okay, so it has successfully executed. Now let's go to our workflow and see the executions. And as you can see, we have received a webhook message over here, and this is like the webhook message. So we can see the result object over here. So this result object, I think we can use this maybe, but the problem is we need to format this in order to use this inside our sheet. But what I will do is let's actually do one thing. Let's get phantom buster and add an agent to the launch queue. No, we are not going to use this. This is the wrong one. We are basically going to use phantom buster and get output of an agent. We're going to use this, and from this we are going to select our agent, which is LinkedIn search export. And in the additional fields, we are going to select previous container ID, and basically we will be mapping that thing. So what I will do is I'm just gonna save it, go to executions, and simply copy this and put in editor, set mock data, and put it over here. Click on save. So it has pinned this data. Now I can just map the container ID. So the ID goes over here, and now I'm just gonna click on execute step and see what output do we get. And voila, we got the 10 items over here. And again, we don't have all the good information that can help us to basically personalize the messages or our outreach. So what we are going to do is, first thing, I need to input the relevant data inside a Google Sheet. So I'm just gonna type sheet. So I need to create a Google Sheet before actually appending this to the sheet. But anyways, append a row to sheet, and let's actually go to sheets. So I'm just gonna go from here, sheets, and over here what I'm going to do is go to my profile that is connected to n8n, and I already have this sheet, so I might be using some of the things from this sheet. So what I will do is yeah, can I duplicate this? Or maybe what I can do is yeah, just gonna open it on new tab, and over here I will create one more sheet, and just gonna select these two fields first. Okay, sorry. Okay, so I'm just gonna put these two fields over here, LinkedIn profile, URL, and name. And the other fields, let's see from here, what do we have? Let's pin the data first. full name, then first name, last name, headline. So we have these information, right? We might be using the headline as well. So let's actually have the headline field over here. Headline. Then next thing is yeah, I think there is not much information over here. Actually, we have the company, but I would say after we scrape the information, I will put the company. And we have like the company over here. Let's not put these information right now. Let's scrape the information first. After that we will do that. But yeah, anyways, we have created our sheet, and I will just do one thing. So I'm just gonna name it as LinkedIn Phantom Buster List. So I'm just gonna name it LinkedIn Phantom Buster List 2, and basically I'm just going to select it from here, 2 and sheet 1, so we can see all the different fields that we have over here. But before that, what I will do is I will manually check this thing out. So I'll just manually see how this LinkedIn profile scraper actually works. So I'm just gonna click on use now, and over here in this URL, let's put some value over here. Yeah, it should be something from here, profile URL. I'm just gonna select that, copy, and over here I'm just gonna put that thing. Okay, we have the LinkedIn profile URL. So let's copy this thing. So we have to make it public first. Okay, I'm gonna copy the link and we'll just paste it over here. Now it should get the columns. So I'm just gonna select name of column so I'm just gonna select name of column containing profile URL as LinkedIn profile URL, and name of column to keep in the result file. Let's leave these details for now. Maybe I'm just gonna click on save, and after that I'm just gonna select my profile, save, skip this, then profiles to update per launch, so it should be 1, save, and I will just launch it and see what additional information we are going to get. So it's connecting to my LinkedIn. Okay, so it has finished running, and I can see that we got some additional details from that profile. So we got the LinkedIn job description, then what we have is LinkedIn description. So we got some good details about this person, and we can actually use this information to personalize our response. So what I will do is I will use this phantom agent to get more details about a particular profile. So inside this workflow, so since we are getting all the scraped leads from this URL, what I will do is I will add all the URLs, all the profile URLs from that search URL. So over here we have the details. So I'm just gonna pin this, and basically what I will do is I will append all the rows to this sheet. So basically I will just append the LinkedIn profile URL, and I will fill this later on once we basically get all the details from this agent. So that is what I'm going to do. So watch this. So I'm going to map the profile URL over here, and what we will do is once it has filled all the profile URLs over here, so I'm just gonna run it and basically see what is actually happening. So as you can see, we will be having all the profile URLs over here. So now we are going to give this particular spreadsheet to our agent, this profile scraper agent. So in order to do that, we are going to do that inside n8n. So I'm just gonna pin this data, No, I don't need to pin this data. What I can do is I can simply, once this has executed, I can simply have another phantom buster node over here, add an agent to launch queue, and basically I will select the LinkedIn profile scraper. Then after that, what I will do is I will basically I will basically do the same thing. So I will go to setup, and from here I will have to click on switch to JSON, and I will copy this entire JSON from here and put it as an argument. So gonna put this as the argument. Oops, sorry. I need to put it like this and paste the JSON argument. Okay, looks good. Okay, so one issue that we have over here is the session cookie. So as you can see, it has like the status session cookie, and this will expire. So we need that session cookie that we have inputted in our first workflow, which we basically use to trigger the scraper agent. So we need to get that cookie to here. So what I will have to do is I will do a very smart thing over here. So I'm just gonna save this first, and what I will do now is I'm gonna open n8n in another tab. So what we can do is we can pass this cookie from this workflow to this one. So in order to do that, what I'm going to use is data table. So this is a new feature inside n8n. So we can use this thing in order to pass the data. So we will have one particular column where we will put our session cookie, and we will just pass it. So what I will do is I will go to data tables, and I will create a data table. Can we create it from here? Yeah, create data table, and I will name it as session cookie, and I'm just going to click on create. So inside this data table, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a column for the session cookie session. I'm just going to name it simply as session, and maybe let's put cookie. So I just gave it a name as session cookie, and I'm just going to click on add column. And what we will do is we will store it in ID number 1. So over here, let me just type some random value. So we are basically going to save the session cookie over here. And what we will do is in the first automation, we are basically going to update this with the session cookie. And in the second automation, we are going to use this session cookie. So what I will do is basically I will go to our folder, and I will open my first workflow. So this was the first workflow, and I will click plus, then add this node table. So we got the data table over here, and over here we have update rows. So here I will select our data table, which is session cookie, and what we need to find is condition ID number equals to 1, and over here the values to update. So we will just simply map it. So in order to map that value, what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna save this and go to executions, and basically have to copy this thing to here. So yeah, I just have to put it over here, save, and now I can basically map that session cookie to here. So every time this system runs, it will update the session cookie. And what we can do is we can fetch this updated session cookie inside this automation. So this is our second automation where we get the scraped leads. So over here, what I will do is I will add our table node, data table, and get rows. And over here I will select my session cookie table, and the condition should be this one, value 1. So if I just execute this step, so you can see what we are getting. So we got like the session cookie from here. So we can use this session cookie inside here. So what I will do is I will just remove this data, and actually I need to do this thing and basically have to map it over here, session cookie, and it will go inside here. Okay, I need to basically and it's good. And now we pretty much solved our session cookie problem. So I can simply just save it and remove this connection. So that is pretty much how we mapped our session cookie. And what we can do from here is this will trigger this workflow. And now we have to make another workflow which will get the output of this agent, or I would say this agent. So let's quickly do that. So I'm just gonna, okay, let it be like this for some time. And also I'm just gonna pin the details from here. And also what I will do is, just for sake of now, I'm just gonna remove this and execute this. And just gonna pin this data as well. So this will basically help us a lot. Okay, so we have to run this once, execute once. Okay, this looks good. I think this workflow is pretty much done, although we haven't tested it from top to bottom, but I feel like this is done. So now we have to get the output from this agent. So let's see, let's actually save and close, and let's do one thing. Let's go to activities and view log. And let's see one thing. Okay, so it also has the container ID, which is pretty good. So we can use this container ID to get the details. So if you're confused, I will just summarize this. So in the first workflow, we are basically using our scraper agent, which basically scrapes our search URL. So first one basically scrapes the search URL. Then once we are done with that, we get the details inside a container. And we are basically getting that container inside our second workflow. So this container data is basically, we are fetching that inside this workflow. And since we don't have all the details about that particular lead, we are taking the container data and we are basically giving it to another agent, which is this one. So which is our LinkedIn profile scraper. So this one is enriching that profile and getting all the details about that profile. And basically that is happening inside this workflow. And in the third workflow, we are going to fetch that data, which is basically enriched. So we are basically going to fetch this data inside our workflow. So that's why we are making this third workflow. Hope that makes sense. So what I will do is, so over here, what I will do is I will select webhook, and inside webhook, what I will do is I will put this as post method and put it in production URL. Then after that, I'm just gonna save it and make it active. So I just have to copy this webhook and I will put it inside this agent or this phantom. Go to setup and I will search for, and I will basically go to advanced settings and webhooks. I will just put it over here and let's run this once. So since we have our spreadsheet over here, so what we will do is, so I'm just going to click on save, and let's select 3 profiles for now to just see what results we are getting. And now I'm just going to click on save, and now I'm just going to launch it. Okay, so it has finished running and we also got the data over here to our webhook, or the notification to our webhook. Now what we can do is we can basically pin this data over here, or we can just copy this data over here, and I will put it over here, set mock data, and I'm just gonna put it like this and just gonna hit on save. Then after that, what we have to do is we have to get the data from the container. So phantom buster, and I will select add an agent to launch queue. Sorry, we are not going to use this one. We are going to use phantom buster, get output of an agent, and over here I will select LinkedIn profile scraper, and basically I will map the container ID from here. So where is the container ID? Yeah, this one. And now I'm just gonna click on execute, and voila, we have all the information that we need. So as you can see, we got the details of the 3 profiles over here, which is good. I'm pretty happy now, and now we can move forward. So I'm just gonna pin this data, and next thing what I'm going to do is I need to basically populate our sheet, to be honest. Oh wait, we also need to create our outreach sequence, right? So why not we basically do it first and add it to the sheet later. So let's do that actually. I'm just gonna search for OpenAI, then message a model. So we are simply going to use this in order to create the outreach sequence for different leads. So the next thing what I'm going to add over here is sheets, so Google Sheets. And in this Google Sheet, we are going to update our rows. Yeah, this one will be perfect. And I will select the particular document, phantom bus, the list 2, and the sheet will be 1. So basically now is the time to use this API key that you made inside OpenAI platform, and you have to put it inside the credential section. So that's how you create connection to your OpenAI platform account. So I've already done that, so make sure you do that. So I'm just gonna select account 5, and for model I'm gonna select GPT 4.1 mini, maybe, just because we are just testing it out right now. So for the prompt, I'm just gonna copy this prompt from one of my agent because I'm not gonna sit down and write the entire prompt right now. So I will simply copy it from one of my systems. So I think I have created one over here, outreach messages generator, and I will just simply copy this prompt. I will also share this prompt, by the way, don't worry about that. Yeah, this is like the system prompt. Then we have the user prompt. So in the user prompt, we are going to map different details. So I'm just gonna copy this as well. Yeah, we got the company name, the first name of the person. Okay, we're going to map this over here. The profile title. Yeah, we have to select it from here. I think the LinkedIn headline is the profile title. Not sure about that. Then what we have to do is we have to map the profile summary. So I think that will be the profile description. So this is the description that we have over here. Yeah, this is the description. Then the next thing is company job description. So we also have it somewhere here. Okay, so I have mapped all the details. I don't know why this is in red, but anyways, let me show you the system prompt over here. So basically it contains all the messages for the outreach. So you can read it, by the way, but let me show you by running this. It's super lengthy, so I don't want to read everything over here. So I'm just gonna execute this step and you can see what kind of result we are getting. So it's gonna take some time. As you can see, this is what it's generating. So it's generating the connection request, the first follow-up message and the second follow-up message. So I've given the template over here and it has basically used that template to generate these messages. So make sure you keep this one as JSON so that the output comes in a JSON format. So that is pretty much how this agent is going to work. And feel free to change the templates because I made these templates based on how I do outreach, but you can change it as per how you want to do. So once that is done, what I will do is I will append the different rows. So before we append, let's first add all the different titles, or basically all the different columns. So first thing is the name, then what we are basically going to need. Actually, what I can do from here is I can simply copy this template. So this is pretty much what we can use over here. So I can just simply copy it. I don't want to waste so much time, honestly. So LinkedIn profile URL, name, connection request message, first follow-up. Then let's remove this one, actually delete column. Second follow-up message will be over here. And also let's remove this one. Then summary, industry, company, job title, description. So this is just to help you cross-check all the details that are being made by AI. So the connection request, the first follow-up message and the second follow-up will be written by AI. So you should always cross-check the responses. Anyways, next what we are going to do is I'm just gonna refresh this and it will have all the fields. So now I'm gonna map everything one by one. So I think before that what we have to do is column to match on, we have to select LinkedIn profile URL, and from there I can simply map the different details. So first I will select the LinkedIn URL from here. Let me search it. URL, LinkedIn profile URL. So I'm just gonna put it over here. Then we have his name. So we need to get the name of this person. So we don't have like the full name. So what we can do is name, first name, then last name. That way we can save the name. And after that what we have is connection request. So we will put the message from here, then the first follow-up, then the second follow-up. Then what we got is the title. Where did it go? I think it was, let me search for title, by the way. Yeah, LinkedIn job title. We're gonna put this over here. Summary, so it should be description, LinkedIn description. Then we have LinkedIn job description. It should go over here. Then what we have is company. So from here we can select LinkedIn company slug, or yeah, this should be the thing. So company, we're going to map it over here. Then the industry is here. All right, pretty much we are done with this thing. All right, so pretty much we are done with this automation as well. So I'm just gonna name it as basically I'm just gonna name it same as this one, which is outreach message generator. So I just copied the name and I put it over here. So I think we are also done with this automation. So now I think we can execute this workflow and see how it's working. So this has finished running and it has populated the sheet as well. So as you can see, it has matched the LinkedIn URL with all the details, which is pretty nice. And we also have like the connection request message, the first follow-up message, and the second follow-up message over here, which is pretty good. So now what I'm going to do is I need to give this URL to our outreach agent. So let's go to Phantom Buster and add our outreach agent. So I will go to solution, and over here we have connect and send follow-up messages. Now I will click on use now, and I will basically give my URL to this agent and gonna click on save. And let me actually see if it has picked the column. So this one should be the LinkedIn profile URL, then save, then customize LinkedIn connection request message. As you can see, we have the fields from this sheet over here that we have, like the connection request, the first follow-up, and the second follow-up. So our task is to just put it over here as this. Then if we go to the next one, the follow-up messages, then over here we have to do the same thing. So I will select one day and I will put the first follow-up message over here. Then what I will do is 2 days, and I will put the second follow-up message over here. And now I'm just gonna click on save, and everything should be same. All right, we are pretty much done with this thing. And now it should actually start doing our outreach based on whatever the information is present over here. So every time we are running this entire system, this Google Sheet will be populated and the data from here will be taken by this agent. Since we made this active, it has already picked the 3 different profiles that is present inside this sheet. So this is how the system actually works. So what we are going to do is we are going to test this out completely. So what I'm going to do right now is I will basically unpin the data from everywhere. So unpin, then I will unpin from here as well. I'm just gonna click on save, and we will go back to this scraper and I will make this active. Now I will also unpin the data from here and just gonna save it. and I think the last one is this one, so I also have to unpin the data from here as well. Okay, looks good. So one last thing for the profile scraper agent. So over here, the number of accounts per launch, we have it 1, but I will make it 1000. So it will almost get all the profiles and it will basically scrape all the profiles. So I have kept it 1000. So I'm just gonna save it now. And I think we are pretty much done. So we can now test this entire thing from the beginning. Alright, since it's the time to test this out completely, what I'm going to do is I will go to Scraper, and inside this workflow I will copy the form URL, and basically you can access this form anywhere. So I have pasted it in a new tab. Then I will simply close this, and what I will do is I will go to my LinkedIn and grab the URL. So since last time we have used California, United States, this time we are going to use United Kingdom, or maybe let's use England, United Kingdom. And I will just copy this URL from here, and I will put the URL over here. And next thing what I'm going to do is I will grab the cookie, extract cookie, and I put this cookie over here, and let's click on submit and see how this thing actually works. So let's go to Phantom Buster and see if it has executed this workflow. So as you can see, it is running one phantom. So it's connecting to my LinkedIn account. So first it will get the profiles from the search export. So this is what it's doing right now. So we're just gonna wait for some time and see the results. Okay, so it has finished running, and this should basically start our next automation, which is get scraped leads. So this automation should have got our data. So as you can see, we got an error over here. So what error did we get? Append row in sheet. Column names were updated after the node shut up. So we got a problem over here. So let's fix that. Actually, I need to refresh this. So it's a small problem, but it has made a big issue over here. But anyways, let's remove all the unnecessary ones. So I fixed this one thing, and let's just rerun this thing from the complete beginning. I think there is no more issues inside this entire system. So again, we will just go back, and I'm just gonna refresh this thing. So now I will grab another LinkedIn URL. So since we had England, United Kingdom, we cannot use this one. Let's try India, and let's click on show results. So I'm just gonna copy this, and I will put the URL over here. And for the session cookie, let's get this and put it over here, and let's hit on submit, and I hope this works well this time. Okay, moment of truth. So the first phantom is running. Let's wait for some time. It's connecting to my LinkedIn. It's running. Okay, so the first phantom has successfully ran over here. Let's go to workflows and see if it has actually triggered this webhook over here. So I can see that it shows success, and let's actually look into our sheet. And yeah, we have all the different profiles over here. So I guess now another phantom is running, so this looks good. So basically now the profile scraper is running, so which will enrich the profile. So it has also completed running. So if we go over here and see, it looks good. It has got all the details, and I hope it has also populated our sheet over here. Let's refresh this. I guess the next workflow is still running. So if we go back to, if we go to that workflow, then let's click on execution, and it's running actually. So let's wait for some time and see if it gets all the data, and voila, it has all the data. So as you can see, it's completely running from start to end. So we don't have any problems. So if we talk about different mistakes that you can do while making this workflow, that can be putting the wrong webhook. So for example, if I have this webhook and if I interchange the webhook in different places, or I put the same webhook, then this automation might break. So that's why keep that in mind and always put the webhooks in the right place. So that is pretty much how this complete system work. Now all the details is inside this sheet. So we have our other agent over here. So this agent will basically do our LinkedIn outreach by using this sheet. So I hope this video was useful, and now you have an idea of how to build LinkedIn outreach system. So this was a LinkedIn search URL outreach system, but you can imagine building similar type of systems. For example, a system where you will input different posts from LinkedIn and it will get all the leads from the comments, and basically you can do outreach to those leads. So I have given you all the core knowledge of how different things works inside Phantom Buster and n8n. So you can take this knowledge and you can build any type of workflow that you want for LinkedIn outreach. So I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.